The next phrase is second day running. Second day running means something happening for 2 consecutive days. He missed the bus for the second day running. This means he missed the bus on both days in a row. It rained for the second day running during the holiday. This means it rained on both days of the holiday without stopping. They've been working late for the second day running. This means they have worked late 2 days in a row. The next phrase is third week running. Third week running means something happening for 3 consecutive weeks. The store has been out of stock for the third week running. This means the store has been out of stock for 3 weeks in a row. It has been cold for the third week running. This means the cold weather has lasted for 3 weeks consecutively. The team has won for the third week running. This means the team has won 3 weeks in a row. The next phrase is see eye to eye with somebody. See eye to eye with somebody means to agree or have the same opinion as someone. They don't always see eye to eye on business decisions. This means they don't always agree on business choices. I see eye to eye with her about the project. This means I agree with her opinion about the project. We finally saw eye to eye after a long discussion. This means we agreed after talking for a long time. The next phrase is see red. See red means to become very angry or furious. When he heard the news, he saw red. This means he became very angry when he heard the news. She saw red when they canceled her flight. This means she became extremely angry when her flight was canceled. I can't believe she saw red over something so small. This means I can't understand why she became so angry about something minor. The next phrase is see sense. See sense means to start thinking in a reasonable or sensible way. I hope he sees sense and stops arguing. This means I hope he starts thinking logically and stops fighting. After the meeting, she finally saw sense and agreed to the plan. This means she began to think more clearly and agreed to the idea. It took a while, but he saw sense and apologized. This means it took him some time, but he finally thought logically and said sorry. The next phrase is see that. See that means to make sure something happens or to ensure something is done. Please see that the door is locked before you leave. This means please make sure the door is locked before leaving. I'll see that the report is finished by the end of the day. This means I'll make sure the report is completed before the day ends. Can you see that the kids do their homework? This means can you make sure the kids do their homework? The next phrase is sell like hot cakes. Sell like hot cakes means to sell very quickly or be in high demand. The new phone is selling like hot cakes. This means the new phone is selling very fast and is very popular. Tickets for the concert sold like hot cakes. This means the concert tickets sold out quickly because many people wanted them. The limited edition sneakers sold like hot cakes. This means the sneakers were in high demand and sold very quickly. The next phrase is send a shiver down your spine. Send a shiver down your spine means to cause a feeling of fear or excitement that makes you feel cold or uneasy. The horror movie sent a shiver down my spine. This means the movie made me feel scared or uncomfortable. Her eerie voice sent a shiver down my spine. This means her strange voice made me feel nervous or frightened. The news of the earthquake sent a shiver down his spine. This means the news made him feel fear or unease. The next phrase is send shivers down your spine. Send shivers down your spine has the same meaning as the previous phrase, to cause a feeling of fear or excitement. The ghost story sent shivers down our spines. This means the story frightened or excited us greatly. The unexpected loud noise sent shivers down my spine. This means the sudden noise made me feel startled or scared. His creepy smile sent shivers down her spine. This means his smile made her feel uneasy or afraid. The next phrase is serve the purpose. Serve the purpose means to achieve the desired goal or function. This small room will serve the purpose for our meeting. This means the small room will be good enough for our meeting. The temporary solution served its purpose. This means the short-term solution worked for what was needed. This umbrella serves the purpose of keeping us dry. This means the umbrella is good for protecting us from the rain. The next phrase is set fire to something. Set fire to something means to deliberately start a fire. He set fire to the paper to destroy the evidence. This means he intentionally burned the paper to get rid of it. The criminal set fire to the building. This means the criminal intentionally started a fire in the building. They set fire to the old car for insurance purposes. This means they deliberately burned the car to collect the insurance. The next phrase is set something on fire. Set something on fire has the same meaning as set fire to something, to start a fire deliberately. She accidentally set her kitchen on fire while cooking. This means she started a fire in the kitchen by mistake while cooking. They set the old books on fire during the protest. This means they deliberately burned the books as part of the protest. Be careful, or you might set the curtains on fire. This means be careful, or you might start a fire with the curtains. The next phrase is set sail. Set sail means to begin a journey on a boat or ship. We set sail for the island early in the morning. This means we began our journey to the island by boat in the morning. The ship will set sail at midnight. This means the ship will start its journey at midnight. After the ceremony, they set sail towards the distant land. This means they began their journey across the sea after the ceremony. The next phrase is set something down. Set something down means to place something carefully on a surface. She set the book down on the table. This means she placed the book carefully on the table. He set the glass down gently on the shelf. This means he carefully placed the glass on the shelf. Please set your bags down when you enter. This means please place your bags on the ground or surface when you come in. The next phrase is set something on. Set something on means to place something on top of a surface or make something begin working. She set the book on the table. This means she placed the book on the table. He set the alarm on his phone for 7 a.m. This means he made the alarm on his phone go off at 7 a.m. He set the lights on when the sun went down. This means he turned the lights on as it became dark outside. The next phrase is set your sights on something. Set your sights on something means to focus on something as a goal or target. She has set her sights on becoming a doctor. This means she has decided to aim for the goal of becoming a doctor. He set his sights on winning the competition. This means he focused on the goal of winning the competition. They've set their sights on a new house in the city. This means they are aiming to buy a new house in the city. The next phrase is set the ball rolling. Set the ball rolling means to start an action or process. The manager set the ball rolling by announcing the new project. This means the manager began the project by making the announcement. She set the ball rolling with her presentation at the meeting. This means she started the process with her presentation. Let's set the ball rolling and start the preparations for the event. This means let's begin the preparations for the event. The next phrase is start the ball rolling. Start the ball rolling has the same meaning as set the ball rolling, to begin an action or process. They started the ball rolling by discussing their ideas. This means they began the process by sharing their ideas. The coach started the ball rolling by introducing the new strategy. This means the coach began the process by explaining the new strategy. We should start the ball rolling by organizing a team meeting. This means we should begin the process by setting up a team meeting. The next phrase is shed light on. Shed light on means to explain or make something clearer. The investigation shed light on the cause of the accident. This means the investigation helped explain or reveal the cause of the accident. Her research shed light on the effects of climate change. This means her research made the effects of climate change clearer. The report will shed light on the company's financial situation. This means the report will provide clarity about the financial situation. The next phrase is shelter from. Shelter from means to protect from something, usually bad weather or danger. They sought shelter from the storm in the nearby building. This means they found protection from the storm in the building. We took shelter from the rain under a large tree. This means we found protection from the rain by standing under a tree. The refugees found shelter from the cold in the camp. This means the refugees found protection from the cold weather in the camp. The next phrase is shelter in. Shelter in means to take refuge or protection inside a place. They sheltered in the basement during the tornado. This means they took refuge inside the basement during the tornado. We sheltered in the church when the storm started. This means we took shelter inside the church when the storm began. The animals sheltered in the cave to escape the fire. This means the animals took refuge inside the cave to avoid the fire. The next phrase is shelter under. Shelter under means to take protection beneath something, usually from bad weather or danger. We sheltered under the tree during the rain. This means we took protection under the tree to avoid the rain. They sheltered under the bridge to escape the snowstorm. This means they took refuge under the bridge to stay warm during the snowstorm. The hikers sheltered under a rock to avoid the strong winds. This means the hikers found protection under the rock from the wind. The next phrase is shoot across. Shoot across means to move quickly across a space or area, often suddenly. The car shot across the road in front of me. This means the car moved quickly across the road in front of me. A shooting star shot across the sky last night. This means a star moved quickly across the sky. The bird shot across the water to catch the fish. This means the bird flew quickly across the water to grab the fish. The next phrase is shoot out. Shoot out means to move or be propelled quickly out of something. He shot out of the door when the bell rang. This means he quickly ran out of the door when the bell rang. The ball shot out of the goalpost and went into the net. This means the ball was kicked quickly out of the goalpost into the net. She shot out of bed when she heard the alarm. This means she quickly got out of bed when she heard the alarm. The next phrase is shoot up. Shoot up means to rise or increase quickly, often suddenly. The prices of gas have shot up recently. This means the prices of gas have increased very quickly recently. The tree shot up to the sky in just a few weeks. This means the tree grew very fast and became very tall. The temperature shot up to 100 degrees yesterday. This means the temperature increased quickly to 100 degrees. The next phrase is shower somebody with something. Shower somebody with something means to give someone a lot of something, usually in an overwhelming or generous way. She showered him with compliments after his performance. This means she gave him many compliments after his performance. They showered the winners with prizes at the ceremony. This means they gave the winners a lot of prizes at the ceremony. He was showered with gifts for his birthday. This means he received many gifts for his birthday. The next phrase is single figures. Single figures means numbers between 1 and 9, often used to describe small amounts or quantities. The temperature stayed in single figures during the night. This means the temperature was between 1 and 9 degrees at night. There are single figures of people attending the event. This means only a few people, less than 10, are attending the event. He scored single figures in the match. This means he scored less than 10 points in the match. The next phrase is double figures. Double figures means numbers between 10 and 99, often used to describe moderate amounts or quantities. The temperature reached double figures in the afternoon. This means the temperature was between 10 and 99 degrees in the afternoon. There were double figures of people at the meeting. This means there were between 10 and 99 people at the meeting. She scored double figures in the game. This means she scored between 10 and 99 points in the game. The next phrase is sit somebody down. Sit somebody down means to ask or help someone to sit, often for a conversation or serious discussion. She sat her friend down to talk about the problem. This means she asked her friend to sit so they could discuss the problem. The teacher sat the students down before starting the lesson. This means the teacher asked the students to sit before beginning the lesson. He sat his son down and explained the rules. This means he had his son sit and explain the rules to him. The next phrase is sit somebody at. Sit somebody at means to place someone at a specific seat or position. They sat him at the head of the table. This means they placed him in the most important seat at the table. Please sit the guests at the back of the hall. This means please place the guests in the seats at the back of the hall. She sat him at a desk by the window. This means she placed him at a desk near the window. The next phrase is sit somebody in. Sit somebody in means to place someone in a specific chair, often for a meeting or event. He sat her in the front row for the concert. This means he placed her in the front row to watch the concert. They sat him in the director's chair for the film. This means they placed him in the special chair reserved for the director during the filming. She sat him in the waiting room while she went to get help. This means she placed him in the waiting room until help arrived. The next phrase is sleep on it. Sleep on it means to think about something overnight before making a decision. I'm not sure about the offer, so I'll sleep on it. This means I will think about the offer overnight before deciding. He decided to sleep on it before accepting the job. This means he chose to think about the job offer overnight before accepting it. You should sleep on it before making any big decisions. This means you should take some time to think about the decision before making it. The next phrase is slip out. Slip out means to leave quietly and unnoticed. He slipped out of the room without anyone noticing. This means he left the room without anyone seeing him. She slipped out of the house early in the morning. This means she quietly left the house in the morning. They slipped out of the party when it got late. This means they quietly left the party when it became late. The next phrase is slip through. Slip through means to pass unnoticed or go through something easily, often unintentionally. The key slipped through the crack in the door. This means the key accidentally went through the crack in the door. A few important details slipped through the cracks during the meeting. This means some important details were overlooked during the meeting. The thief slipped through the security gate without being caught. This means the thief managed to pass through the security gate unnoticed. The next phrase is slip something into. Slip something into means to insert something quickly or secretly into a place. She slipped the note into his bag when he wasn't looking. This means she quietly put the note in his bag without him noticing. He slipped the money into her hand when no one was watching. This means he secretly gave her the money by placing it in her hand. They slipped the invitation into the envelope before sending it. This means they placed the invitation inside the envelope before mailing it. The next phrase is slip your mind. Slip your mind means to forget something, usually unintentionally. It's completely slipped my mind to call her back. This means I forgot to call her back. I'm sorry, it slipped my mind that we had a meeting today. This means I forgot about the meeting today. The appointment slipped my mind and I missed it. This means I forgot about the appointment and missed it. The next phrase is snap open. Snap then open means to open something quickly, often with a sudden or sharp motion. She snapped the book open and started reading. This means she quickly opened the book. He snapped the can open with a bottle opener. This means he opened the can quickly using a bottle opener. They snapped the envelope open to read the letter inside. This means they quickly opened the envelope to read the letter. The next phrase is snap something. Shut. Snap. Something. Shut means to close something quickly and often with a sharp sound. She snapped the lid shut on the box. This means she closed the box quickly with a sharp motion. He snapped the door shut behind him. This means he quickly closed the door. The drawer snapped shut after he pushed it. This means the drawer closed quickly and tightly after he pushed it. The next phrase is snap something together. Something together means to quickly join or connect things by pressing them into place. She snapped the pieces of the puzzle together. This means she quickly connected the pieces of the puzzle. He snapped the parts of the model together in minutes. This means he quickly put the parts of the model together. They snapped the pieces of the chair together to assemble it. This means they quickly connected the parts of the chair to make it. The next phrase is sneak a look at somebody or something. Sneak a look at somebody or something means to look at someone or something secretly without them noticing. She sneaked a look at his phone when he wasn't paying attention. This means she secretly looked at his phone when he wasn't looking. He sneaked a look at the test answers while the teacher wasn't watching. This means he secretly looked at the test answers. I sneaked a look at her painting when she wasn't in the room. This means I secretly looked at her painting when she wasn't around. The next phrase is sneak a glance at somebody or something. Sneak a glance at somebody or something means to look at someone or something briefly and secretly. He sneaked a glance at his watch to check the time. This means he secretly looked at his watch for a moment. She sneaked a glance at the door, hoping he would arrive. This means she briefly looked at the door to see if he was coming. I sneaked a glance at the new book on her desk. This means I secretly looked at the new book for a moment. The next phrase is sneak into. Sneak into means to enter a place quietly and secretly without being noticed. They sneaked into the cinema without buying tickets. This means they entered the cinema secretly without paying. He sneaked into her room while she was asleep. This means he entered her room secretly when she wasn't awake. She sneaked into the office after hours to finish her work. This means she entered the office secretly after the working hours to complete her task. The next phrase is sneak out, means to leave a place quietly and secretly without being noticed. She sneaked out of the house to meet her friends. This means she quietly left the house without anyone noticing. They sneaked out of the party when it got boring. This means they left the party quietly when they weren't enjoying it anymore. He sneaked out of work early without telling anyone. This means he left work secretly before the end of his shift. The next phrase is sneak around. Sneak around means to move around quietly and secretly, often to avoid being seen. He was sneaking around the house, trying not to wake anyone. This means he was moving quietly around the house to avoid waking people. She sneaked around the corner to surprise him. This means she quietly moved around the corner to catch him off guard. The children were sneaking around the yard to find Easter eggs. This means the children were quietly moving around the yard to look for eggs. The next phrase is sneak something into. Sneak something into means to secretly bring something into a place, often without permission. He sneaked his phone into the movie theater. This means he secretly brought his phone into the theater. She sneaked some snacks into the meeting to share. This means she secretly brought snacks into the meeting. They sneaked a letter into her bag when she wasn't looking. This means they secretly placed a letter in her bag without her noticing. The next phrase is sneak something out of. Sneak something out of means to secretly take something out of a place, often without permission. He sneaked the keys out of his father's pocket. This means he secretly took the keys from his father's pocket. She sneaked a cookie out of the jar when no one was looking. This means she secretly took a cookie from the jar. They sneaked the documents out of the office after hours. This means they secretly took the documents out of the office when it was closed. The next phrase is sneak something through. Sneak something through means to pass something through a place or system secretly, often without approval. He sneaked the report through the office without anyone noticing. This means he secretly passed the report through the office. They tried to sneak the plan through without the manager's approval. This means they attempted to secretly approve the plan without the manager knowing. She sneaked the new rule through the board meeting. This means she secretly got the new rule approved during the meeting. The next phrase is so far so good. So far so good means that things are going well up until now, but it's too early to know how things will turn out. The project is on track. So far so good. This means everything is going well with the project until now. We've been traveling for hours, but so far so good. This means the trip has been going well so far. The event is running smoothly. So far so good. This means everything is going well with the event until now. The next phrase is so much for. So much for means that something has failed or is no longer happening, often with disappointment. So much for the perfect plan. Everything went wrong. This means the plan failed and didn't work out as expected. So much for our vacation. The weather ruined it. This means the vacation was ruined because of the bad weather. So much for trying to fix the car. It broke down again. This means the attempt to fix the car was unsuccessful and it broke down again. The next phrase is so to speak. So to speak is used to indicate that a phrase or expression is not meant to be taken literally, but in a figurative sense. He's the leader, so to speak, of our group. This means he's the leader in a way, but not necessarily officially. She's been a bit of a hero, so to speak, for helping out so much. This means she's been a hero in a figurative sense, not literally. He's been carrying the team, so to speak. This means he has been taking on most of the responsibility for the team. The next phrase is something like. Something like means approximately or roughly, often used to describe an estimate or approximation. It will take something like 2 hours to finish this task. This means it will take about 2 hours, but not exactly. I have something like 5 books left to read. This means I have about 5 books left to read. The temperature is something like 30 degrees Celsius today. This means the temperature is roughly 30 degrees Celsius. The next phrase is something of a something. Something of a something means to describe something or someone as being a little bit of a particular thing, usually with a sense of slight exaggeration. She's something of a genius when it comes to solving problems. This means she's quite good at solving problems, almost like a genius. He's something of an expert in this field. This means he is quite knowledgeable, but not necessarily an official expert. The place was something of a disaster after the storm. This means the place was a bit of a disaster, not completely destroyed. The next phrase is spare a thought for somebody. Spare a thought for somebody means to think about someone, especially in a sympathetic or considerate way. Let's spare a thought for those who are less fortunate. This means let's think about the people who are less fortunate. Spare a thought for the workers who are out there in the heat. This means think about the workers who are enduring difficult conditions. She asked us to spare a thought for those in need during the holidays. This means she encouraged us to think about those who need help. The next phrase is spare no effort. Spare no effort means to do everything possible using all available resources or energy. He spared no effort to complete the project on time. This means he did everything he could to finish the project on time. They spared no effort in organizing the charity event. This means they used all their resources and energy to organize the event. She spared no effort to make the party a success. This means she did everything she could to ensure the party was successful. The next phrase is spare no expense. Spare no expense means to spend as much money as needed, often to ensure the best quality or outcome. They spared no expense in designing the new office building. This means they spent as much money as necessary to design the office building. We spared no expense for our wedding, and it was beautiful. This means we spent a lot of money to make sure the wedding was perfect. The company spared no expense to create a luxurious product. This means the company spent a lot of money to create the product. The next phrase is speak volumes. Speak volumes means to convey a lot of information, often without words or in a way that is very clear. Her silence speaks volumes about how she feels. This means her silence shows a lot about her feelings, even though she's not saying anything. His actions spoke volumes about his character. This means his actions revealed a lot about his personality. The way she looked at him spoke volumes about their relationship. This means the way she looked at him revealed a lot about their relationship. The next phrase is speak your mind. Speak your mind means to express your thoughts or feelings honestly and directly without holding back. She always speaks her mind, even if it's difficult. This means she expresses her thoughts honestly, even when it's hard. He spoke his mind about the new project and everyone listened. This means he expressed his opinions directly about the project. Don't be afraid to speak your mind during the meeting. This means don't hesitate to share your true thoughts during the meeting. The next phrase is speaks for itself. Speaks for itself means that something is so clear or obvious that it doesn't need any explanation. Her talent speaks for itself. Everyone knows she's amazing. This means her talent is so clear that no one needs to explain it. The quality of the product speaks for itself. This means the product is so good that it doesn't need any promotion. His success speaks for itself. He's proven himself over the years. This means his success is clear and no explanation is needed. The next phrase is spring back. Spring back means to return quickly to a previous position or condition after being stretched or bent. The rubber band will spring back to its original shape. This means the rubber band will return to its original shape after being stretched. After the shock, the tree branches sprang back to their normal position. This means the tree branches quickly returned to their original position. The door sprang back after I pushed it open. This means the door quickly returned to its closed position after being opened. The next phrase is spring forward. Spring forward means to move or jump forward suddenly, or to move ahead in time. The clock springs forward an hour in the spring. This means the time changes forward by 1 hour in the spring. She sprang forward to catch the ball. This means she jumped or moved forward quickly to catch the ball. We had to spring forward when the opportunity came. This means we had to act quickly when the chance appeared. The next phrase is spring out. Spring out means to jump or leap out suddenly. The rabbit sprang out of the bushes when we walked by. This means the rabbit suddenly jumped out of the bushes. The children sprang out of bed when they heard the bell. And this means the children quickly jumped out of bed when they heard the bell. He sprang out of the car as soon as it stopped. This means he quickly jumped out of the car when it stopped. The next phrase is spring to mind. Spring to mind means to come to your thoughts suddenly or unexpectedly. When I think of summer, the beach springs to mind. This means the beach is the first thing I think of when I think about summer. Her name sprang to mind when they asked for a volunteer. This means her name suddenly came to mind when they asked. The idea sprang to mind during our meeting. This means the idea suddenly came to me during the meeting. The next phrase is stage a concert. Stage a concert means to organize and perform a concert, especially in a formal or planned way. They staged a concert to raise money for charity. This means they organized and performed a concert for a charitable cause. The band is going to stage a concert next month. This means the band is planning to organize and perform a concert next month. She helped stage a concert at the local theater. This means she helped organize and perform a concert at the theater. The next phrase is stage a show. Stage a show means to organize and present a performance, such as a play, musical, or other live event. They staged a show at the theater to showcase local talent. This means they organized and presented a performance at the theater. The team staged a show for their fans last weekend. This means the team organized and performed a show for their fans. She helped stage a show for the charity event. This means she was involved in organizing and presenting a performance for the charity. The next phrase is stand a chance. Stand a chance means to have a possibility of succeeding or achieving something. He stands a good chance of winning the competition. This means he has a high probability of winning the competition. They don't stand a chance against the top team. This means they have little or no chance of winning against the best team. She stands a chance of being promoted next month. This means she has a possibility of getting promoted. The next phrase is stand to gain something. Stand to gain something means to be in a position to receive or benefit from something. He stands to gain a lot if the project succeeds. This means he will benefit a lot if the project is successful. She stands to gain valuable experience from this internship. This means she will benefit from valuable experience during the internship. The company stands to gain new customers from the marketing campaign. This means the company will benefit by attracting new customers. The next phrase is stand to lose something. Stand to lose something means to be in a position where you might lose something. If we're not careful, we stand to lose a lot of money. This means we may lose a lot of money if we are not careful. He stands to lose his job if he doesn't meet the deadline. This means he may lose his job if he doesn't finish the work on time. The company stands to lose its reputation if the product fails. This means the company may lose its reputation if the product doesn't succeed. The next phrase is stand trial. Stand trial means to appear in court to face charges or accusations. The defendant will stand trial next week for the robbery. This means the defendant will appear in court to face charges for the robbery. She had to stand trial for the crime she was accused of. This means she appeared in court to face charges for the crime. The suspect is scheduled to stand trial next month. This means the suspect will appear in court to face charges next month. The next phrase is stand your ground. Stand your ground means to remain firm or not change your position, even in the face of pressure or opposition. In a difficult situation, you must stand your ground. This means you must remain firm and not give in, even when it's tough. She stood her ground when they tried to change her decision. This means she did not change her decision, even when others tried to convince her. He stood his ground against the unfair accusations. This means he refused to back down in the face of unfair accusations. The next phrase is stay put. Stay put means to remain in one place without moving. The doctor told her to stay put until help arrived. This means she was told to remain in one place until help came. He stayed put in his seat during the entire meeting. This means he remained seated throughout the meeting. I'll stay put here while you go find help. This means I will remain in this location while you go for help. The next phrase is steady job or work. Steady job or work means a job or work that provides regular income and is stable or reliable. He has a steady job at the bank. This means he works at the bank and his job is reliable and provides regular income. She prefers a steady job rather than freelancing. This means she prefers a stable and regular job over working independently. A steady job gives you financial security. This means a regular job provides you with stable income and financial stability. The next phrase is steer clear of somebody or something. Steer clear of somebody or something means to avoid someone or something, usually to stay out of trouble or danger. You should steer clear of that area. It's not safe. This means you should avoid that area because it is dangerous. He steered clear of talking about politics at the dinner table. This means he avoided discussing politics to prevent arguments. She steers clear of people who cause drama. This means she avoids people who create problems or conflict. The next phrase is stiff drink. Stiff drink means a drink with a strong alcohol content, often used informally. He poured himself a stiff drink after a long day. This means he made himself a strong alcoholic drink to relax after a tough day. The bartender served me a stiff drink. This means the bartender gave me a drink with a lot of alcohol in it. She needed a stiff drink to calm her nerves. This means she wanted a strong alcoholic drink to help her relax. The next phrase is stiff whiskey. Stiff whiskey means whiskey that is served with a high proportion of alcohol, making it a strong drink. He ordered a stiff whiskey at the bar. This means he ordered a whiskey with a strong amount of alcohol. She drank a stiff whiskey to warm up on a cold evening. This means she drank a strong whiskey to feel warmer. After the stressful meeting, he had a stiff whiskey. This means he drank a strong whiskey to relax after the meeting. The next phrase is stiff vodka. Stiff vodka means vodka served with a high amount of alcohol, often making the drink strong. He offered me a stiff vodka at the party. This means he offered me a strong vodka drink. She prefers a stiff vodka to any other type of alcohol. This means she likes vodka with a high alcohol content. After the difficult week, I had a stiff vodka to unwind. This means I had a strong vodka drink to relax after a tough week. The next phrase is stop short of something. Stop short of something means to stop just before reaching a certain point, limit, or action. He stopped short of criticizing his colleague. This means he did not criticize his colleague, even though he was about to. She stopped short of making any promises during the interview. This means she didn't make any promises, even though she was close to doing so. The company stopped short of firing the employee. This means the company did not fire the employee, even though they were close to doing so. The next phrase is stop short of doing something. Stop short of doing something means to refrain from doing something, so that even though you might have been about to do it. He stopped short of apologizing for his mistake. This means he didn't apologize, even though he almost did. She stopped short of asking for help, thinking she could manage on her own. This means she did not ask for help, even though she was about to. They stopped short of taking legal action. This means they did not take legal action, even though they almost did. The next phrase is stretch away. Stretch away means to extend or spread out over a long distance. The fields stretch away for miles. This means the fields continue for a long distance as far as you can see. The view from the mountaintop was amazing, with the landscape stretching away below. This means the landscape spread out over a wide area below the mountain. The road stretches away into the horizon. This means the road continues on and on, reaching far into the distance. The next phrase is stretch into. Stretch into means to extend or spread into a certain area or period of time. The event stretched into the evening. This means the event continued into the evening. Her workday stretches into the late hours. This means her workday extends into the night. The festival stretched into the weekend. This means the festival lasted until the weekend. The next phrase is strike a match. Strike a match means to rub a match against a surface to make it light or catch fire. He struck a match to light the candle. This means he rubbed a match to make it catch fire and then used it to light the candle. She struck a match and lit the campfire. This means she rubbed a match to start the fire for camping. He struck a match, but it wouldn't light. This means he tried to start a fire with a match, but it didn't work. The next phrase is strike gold, oil, etc. Strike gold, oil, etc. means to discover something valuable, often suddenly or unexpectedly. They struck gold when they found a hidden treasure in the cave. This means they found a valuable treasure like gold unexpectedly. The company struck oil in their new drilling location. This means the company found oil while drilling in a new area. She struck gold when she started her own business and became very successful. This means she became very successful and wealthy in her business, like finding something valuable. The next phrase is strike somebody as something. Strike somebody as something means to give someone a certain impression or seem a particular way to them. He strikes me as a very intelligent person. This means I think he is very intelligent. Her behavior strikes me as strange. This means I find her behavior unusual or odd. The movie struck me as boring. This means the movie gave me the impression that it was boring. The next phrase is strong opposition. Strong opposition means significant resistance or disagreement against something. The proposal faced strong opposition from the local community. This means the local community strongly disagreed with or opposed the proposal. There was strong opposition to the new policy at the meeting. This means many people disagreed with or opposed the new policy. He encountered strong opposition when trying to change the company's policies. This means he faced significant resistance when attempting to make changes. The next phrase is strong support. Strong support means significant agreement, encouragement, or backing for something. The project received strong support from the board of directors. This means the board of directors strongly agreed with or backed the project. She has strong support from her friends and family. This means her friends and family are very supportive of her. The new leader gained strong support from the citizens. This means many citizens strongly backed or supported the new leader. The next phrase is stuff something in. Stuff something in means to push or cram something into a small or tight space. He stuffed his clothes in the suitcase. This means he pushed his clothes into the suitcase, probably in a rushed or messy way. She stuffed all the papers in her bag. This means she crammed a bunch of papers into her bag without organizing them. I stuffed the groceries in the car trunk. This means I pushed the groceries into the trunk of the car, maybe tightly. The next phrase is stuff something into. Stuff something into means to force something into a confined space. She stuffed the letter into the envelope. This means she pushed the letter inside the envelope. He stuffed the food into his backpack. This means he crammed the food into his backpack, likely without much care. I stuffed the clothes into the drawer. This means I put the clothes in the drawer in a hurried or disorganized way. The next phrase is stuff something behind. Stuff something behind means to put something in a hidden or out-of-sight location, usually by pushing or cramming it there. He stuffed the box behind the couch. This means he pushed the box behind the couch to hide it. She stuffed the clothes behind the door. This means she put the clothes behind the door, likely in a disorganized manner. I stuffed the trash behind the shed. This means I pushed the trash behind the shed, maybe to hide it. The next phrase is sure enough. Sure enough means something happens exactly as expected or predicted. Sure enough, it started raining just as we finished the picnic. This means, as we had predicted or expected, it started raining. I told her the meeting would be postponed, and sure enough, it was. This means the meeting was postponed exactly like I predicted. We waited for hours, and sure enough, the train was late. This means, as expected, the train was indeed late. The next phrase is swallow your anger. Swallow your anger means to control or hide your feelings of anger, often without expressing them. He had to swallow his anger and remain calm during the meeting. This means he controlled his anger and didn't show it during the meeting. She swallowed her anger when her colleague criticized her. This means she held back her anger and didn't express it. Sometimes it's better to swallow your anger rather than argue. This means it's often wiser to control your anger and not let it out in an argument. The next phrase is swallow your disappointment. Swallow your disappointment means to hide or control feelings of disappointment, usually in a difficult situation. He had to swallow his disappointment when he didn't get the promotion. This means he controlled his feelings of disappointment and didn't show them. She swallowed her disappointment after the event was canceled. This means she controlled her feelings of disappointment after the cancellation. Sometimes we have to swallow our disappointment and move on. This means we have to control our disappointment and continue without letting it affect us. The next phrase is swallow your pride. Swallow your pride means to humble yourself or to let go of your ego, usually to apologize or accept something difficult. He swallowed his pride and apologized to his friend. This means he humbled himself and admitted his mistake, even though it was hard for him. She had to swallow her pride and ask for help. This means she had to let go of her ego and admit that she needed assistance. Sometimes you need to swallow your pride to keep the peace. This means sometimes you need to set aside your ego to avoid conflicts and keep things calm. The next phrase is sweep along. Sweep along means to move quickly or smoothly in a particular direction, often with a sense of ease or force. The crowd swept along the street during the parade. This means the crowd moved quickly and smoothly along the street as the parade took place. The river swept along the boat, carrying it downstream. This means the river moved the boat swiftly down the stream. She swept along the corridor, excited for the meeting. This means she moved quickly along the corridor, eager for the meeting. The next phrase is sweep into. Sweep into means to enter a place in a quick and forceful manner, often in a dramatic way. The actress swept into the room and everyone turned to look at her. This means she entered the room with great presence, making everyone notice her. He swept into the office with a new proposal. This means he entered the office quickly with a new idea or plan. The wind swept into the room, making the curtains flutter. This means the wind entered the room quickly, causing the curtains to move. The next phrase is sweep past. Sweep past means to move quickly and smoothly by something or someone. The car swept past us on the highway. This means the car moved quickly by us as we were on the road. She swept past me without even noticing. This means she moved quickly by me without paying attention. The train swept past the station at high speed. This means the train moved quickly past the station without stopping.